It was a busy Friday morning at the airport. I was boarding my flight, heading for a much-needed weekend getaway. I had secured my first-class ticket weeks in advance, looking forward to comfort, peace, and a little luxury. What I didn't anticipate was HOA Karen making an appearance, this time outside her usual neighborhood theatrics. As I approached the plane, I noticed her sneaking past the gate attendant with a look of entitlement plastered across her face. She was trying to claim a seat in first class that clearly wasn't hers. Her teenage son tagged along, looking excited as though he'd discovered a loophole in life's rules. I stepped aside, watching as Karen whispered something to the flight attendant. "I'm supposed to be here," she said, flashing an imagined authority that was completely unearned. "This is my seat." The attendant frowned politely. "Ma'am, this is a first-class seat assigned to another passenger. You'll need to move to your assigned section in economy." Karen's eyes widened. "What? No, I demand." Her son chimed in. "Yeah, we're supposed to be here. HOA rules." I had to resist rolling my eyes. HOA rules apparently did not stop at neighborhood lines. They apparently traveled at 500 miles per hour, straight to first class. The flight attendant, maintaining composure, replied firmly, "Ma'am, the rules here are simple. Seats are assigned by ticket class. First-class seats are not available to you. Please proceed to economy." Karen's face turned red. "I'm entitled to this seat. I'm a long-time flyer." Before she could escalate further, I leaned casually on the counter and said, "Ma'am, you're welcome to enjoy your flight, just not in first class. The plane is spacious in economy, and the restroom is conveniently nearby." The attendants exchanged a glance, clearly suppressing amusement. Karen was escorted to the back of the plane, seated directly next to the toilet. Her son, still sulking, looked around in disbelief. The luxurious first-class cabin was now behind them, their imagined entitlement rendered utterly irrelevant. Throughout the flight, Karen fumed quietly, muttering about unfair treatment and privilege, while the smell of the nearby lavatory reminded her that rules and reality had limits. Passengers passing by couldn't help but notice the spectacle, a living example of how entitlement and theatrics can backfire spectacularly. By the time the plane landed, Karen had learned, at least temporarily, that sneaking into privileges that weren't hers comes with immediate consequences. First-class amenities remained untouched by her ambition, and she had a far less glamorous view of the cabin for the entire flight. I chuckled quietly, reflecting on the absurdity of the situation. Some people assume that volume, theatrics, or assumed authority can override rules. In reality, boundaries exist, and the universe has a way of enforcing them, sometimes with a little humor attached. As I stepped off the plane, stretching my legs in first-class comfort, I glanced back. Karen and her son were navigating their way to the terminal, plotting silently, no doubt, their next attempt at entitlement, though hopefully with a bit more humility. That day served as a reminder. Authority isn't claimed by yelling or assumptions. It's recognized, enforced, and occasionally accompanied by a very inconvenient seat next to the restroom.